boxing to this day. Jeez. I don't know what it is.
There we go.
In association of Reginald's Reg 31 and Safer Training Solution. It's your boy Nando. I'm here with Jermaine. I'm here with the controversial Tyrone. I'm here with Chiz in the building. But we got a special guest tonight. We got Rico from Reekz Boxing.
What's up, guys? You good?
All good, bro. Thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
For our fans that follow us on our YouTube channel, they would have seen that we've actually interviewed you before.
Yeah.
But for the listeners that don't know who you are, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, Rico?
Okay, so I'm Rico from Reekz Boxing, which is a boxing channel that I started up. Main goals is to promote amateur boxing, grassroots boxing, obviously promote the professional scene as well, but the main thing is grassroots because there isn't a lot of coverage in grassroots boxing. So yeah, I still currently box myself, so I'm within the circle. So I understand what everyone's going through at the moment, trying to promote themselves. A lot of people are getting ready to turn over pro, so it's a good way to build their profile before they turn over. That's good.
I want to get straight into it, boys. Obviously the big news that's been hitting the headlines in boxing, Dillian Whyte, Brixton's very own Dillian Whyte, failing the drug test straight after the Oscar Rivas fight. But it's crazy. It's basically the story coming out that him and Oscar Rivas got tested before the fight, they got cleared to fight, and then all of a sudden this news that he failed the fight, but the fight still went on. Jermaine, what's your thought on this? What's going on?
I'm thinking is it time to do with WBC? I don't know if it's some sort of conspiracy that, that for me, I know a lot of money being put into that fight, but if they failed a drug test, why didn't they call the fight off? So both, you know that Dillian Whyte's for a drug test, but he's still letting them fight. And it's just a coincidence that this is all happening, and Deontay Wilder's over here right now.
In Brixton.
Yeah, and not just that, it's just like, it seems like every time Dillian Whyte gets steps closer to maybe get a title shot, it gets taken away from him in a way that last year, you had him win a fight against Lucas Brown, and he won another fight after that, and then he's supposed to fight Wilder, and then next thing you know, Dominic Breazeau's mandatory for the title. So it's a bit, is it WBC, is it not?
Rico, what do you think? Because it's crazy that he went 600 days and still not as mandatory for the WBC, finally got his chance, and then all of a sudden all this story comes out. Do you think it's a coincidence, or?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of a setup, really. I'm being a bit controversial here. I blame the WBC. I think they want Whyte nowhere near the belt. It's the prestigious belt, and they want like a big name.
Or an American.
Yeah, American and Mexican. But like, Whyte is from Jamaica, he's a ghetto London boy. Like, it's not really the persona that they want to carry their belt. So I feel that a lot of people thought that the Rivas fight, he may lose it. Rivas, really good amateur background. He beat Ruiz in the amateurs, Povetkin in the amateurs, unbeaten as a pro. And it was banana skin, which obviously Whyte came through. But even before the fight happened, there was talk, if he beats Rivas, he has to fight Fury. This is before like the Fury Wilder 2, which they're talking about in like around February times. But it was another hurdle for him to jump over. And if you remember at the weigh-in, or was it, I think it was the weigh-in, after the weigh-in, they interviewed Whyte, and he looked like really annoyed. Like, can't say what he said on air, but he was really upset when they were interviewing him. He was thinking, like, what's wrong with him? It's like maybe he caught wind of obviously what was going on behind the scenes. So,
but he actually went in front of a panel. So that's what apparently has come out why he was so annoyed, because he actually had to go in a panel with one representative. Eddie Hearn wasn't even allowed in that panel, and they had to discuss what was found in this drug test, basically. So I don't blame the guy for being annoyed, because it's kind of like, what do I have to do to get a title shot?
Exactly.
But speaking of Fury, coming out today that Charles Martin in October?
Tyson Fury.
Yeah, Tyson Fury. Because they basically said because of this ESPN deal, they need an American to fight Tyson Fury, and what name than former IBF champion Charles Martin.
Well, to be fair, he did win the other day.
Yeah, but
No, like I said, it's a tune-up fight as well, so
yeah,
it's a fight in America as well against an American, so you can't really go wrong in terms of Fury. He's out boxing easily and schooling, to be honest.
yeah, of course.
There's no way of getting fit, getting sharper for the actual main fight, which is against Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, but let's talk about last week. We had a big weekend of fighting. So we just mentioned White, we mentioned the Rivas fight, but let's talk about Price and Allen.
That was a good fight.
I actually had Allen for that fight, and Jermaine live on air, he said Price, he got it right.
Price to win the fight, and he showed him why he's a seasoned vet. He absolutely schooled him, if you ask me. So, yeah.
But there was rumours of a retirement from Allen, but now he's come out and said I'm coming back stronger than ever. But what's next for him? For me, I think he should fight Nathan Gorman. You know, both coming off a big loss. That's one way of coming back, I guess.
No, definitely. I don't know, I feel like the fame had got to Allen's head. He was almost thinking like, you know, he's done it all. Won a couple on the bounce, dropped Lucas Brown. It was kind of like, you know what, I'm the big shot, like I'm turning up, I'm going to win this fight. And I think, was it around 5-6? Price looked like he was spent. His energy was gone. He had his lead hand down low, and you're thinking, you don't do the shoulder roll, what are you doing? And yeah, he got his second win. Allen just didn't show no respect and just got beat up.
I actually want to see David Price fight Dubois now. I actually really want to see that. Or even Joe Joyce.
Yeah, there's fights now. I mean, he's back in the reckoning now. We always knew he had talent. It's just like maybe it's a confidence thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, the drugs thing, losing as well, those 2 fights as well. So I think we always knew he had the talent, but now it's just kind of got him back in the reckoning. Hopefully now he could get another big fight. I think he deserves it. I like Dave Price. Really nice guy. So yeah, I think it's great for British boxing as well that we've got another British heavyweight to get back in these fights as well. Great fights.
I want to see him do well, but I think that fundamentally he's got stamina issues, which he hasn't fixed.
And confidence.
Yeah, but the stamina issues are a big thing. It's like once he goes past 3-4 rounds, the amateur rounds, he just seems like he's got nothing left.
Yeah, I think he relies on his power to maybe blast people out in that 1 to 3 rounds. But obviously, you're in there with someone who's durable. It's going to be very hard to get them out. So he's going to have to trade, maybe win the points or stop them late. So yeah, I agree with that. He does struggle with stamina issues. I think he was blown quite heavily as well during that fight as well. So I was surprised that But
let's see what kind of fights Eddie Hearn could give. It might be even on the undercard for AJ Ruiz. You never know, wherever that may be. But there was one fight in that card that Jermaine, you was looking forward to.
Yeah, it's a grassroots match. They had a bit of beef. This fight was a Richard Riakpo v Chris Billingham-Smith. Reekz, what do you think of that?
Yeah, do you know, it was a good fight. Like, when you listen to the commentary, they seemed like they had it clear for Riakpo, but I wasn't so sure. I thought Smith, he done some good work. He was boxing in spurts. Like, when they're up close, he's getting his shots away. Obviously, the eye-catching shots are coming from Riakpo, but yeah, I thought it was a lot closer than they made it. For me, it could have gone either way.
I don't know. I have to say, Richard deserved that fight. Richard Riakpo deserved that fight. I think he landed the better shots, like you said. I think he was the aggressor. He came forward a bit more. He actually kind of just bullied him in a way. I think he had them on the ropes quite a lot of times. Just used his weight, got on top of him, and he kind of looked. I think Chris didn't really look like he wasn't. He looked a bit. Wow, like why? These guys actually on top of me? Like he's using his strengths, power, athleticism. I think he deserved to win that fight. He landed some good shots, good uppercuts as well. So I think he deserved to win that fight, if you ask me.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now they're saying that it's set up the grudge fight against Okoli. So that will be. I'm actually looking forward to that.
It might be horrible to watch.
It might be horrible, but see me. I like it. Listen, a lot of people might not like this, but I like the beef that comes into the press conference and the when they're face to face. You know, in front of each other at a table. Obviously, no table throwing, but I like that. But there's always respect, even at the end of the fight. You know, like whatever comes out of their mouth, they don't really mean it. There's always that mutual respect. Everyone is hoping that they come home safe to their family. Speaking in that on behalf of Bells and Whistles, we would like to send our condolences to the family of Maxime Dadashev and tragically Hugo Santalian, 2 boxers that lost their lives in the space of 5 days. It's a tragedy in boxing. You know, as people see that, you know, there's always this trash talking, but it is a gentleman's game, and you always, no matter what comes out of your mouth and whatever action happens in the face-off and during the fight, you always will hope that you and your opponent come home safe to your family. So it's a massive tragedy in boxing. But moving on, guys, Chisora, knockout of the year?
Wow.
or is Wilder still winning that?
Boy, Chisora. For me, Chisora, because he done him worse than Wilder done him. It was brutal, because he looked like he was struggling in the first round to catch up with him, like the southpaw. Chisora likes to throw that overhand right.
Southpaws.
Yeah, it's because he loves that overhand right, and all you got to do is just turn out, you get away from the power punch. And I saw a video after of Dave Caldwell in the corner telling him, don't throw the overhand, throw it wider, but not too wide. And when he's caught him, obviously, is it Spilker? His name? How you say his name? He's got his hand up there and the punch has come round, it's hit him, and you've seen him, it's like he's froze for a second, and then he's put his hands up, and that was at the beginning of the end, man.
Yeah.
Another 3 punches, that last one, it was so brutal.
Yeah, the last one got. You actually see, I think it was maybe the second one, his eyes are completely gone. He's like, he's really back in the head, and then
kind of reminded me of Wilder Stavern a little bit.
that was a bit more messy.
Yeah, that was a bit.
They will be skating all over the place, to be honest.
With the
I can't really put that in the same category against that knockout. But yeah, I think it was a brutal knockout. I'm a big fan of Del Boy as well, so I'm glad he won that fight. Like I said, it's good for British boxing. You're going to get fighters out there, even if they're not going to be for war titles, they're going to be like big British domestic fights. And they're going to get a lot of fans up behind them, so I think it's great to see.
That could be Price Chisora.
You never know,
They're saying Parker on the undercard of AJ Ruiz. Quick prediction, guys. Chisora, Parker.
Parker for me, yeah.
Del Boy for me. Whenever you've actually doubted Del Boy, he's always come through, and he proved that against Tagham as well.
Yeah.
So, but before we take a break, just a quick. There was another 2 fights that were there on that weekend. Obviously, Pac-Man versus Furman. Furman got schooled.
I think it was a lot closer again. I think it was a lot closer than people are giving him credit for. Like, do you know what it's the phases of boxing where not a lot's happening. Furman's scoring. Like, you know, like the jabs hitting him. Like the first maybe 3-4 rounds, Pacquiao. But I felt like middle rounds, Furman stepped up on him, hit him with some eye-catching shots where Pacquiao had to react to it. And I'm a big Pacquiao fan as well. But you know when. I just thought Furman done a lot better than he was getting given credit for. Like, I thought it was close. Like the scorecards.
I suggest our listeners go on YouTube and put Furman dinosaur moves. that video is just too funny.
Actually viral now. Yeah. No, for me, it was a great fight. Don't get me wrong. I think the first 6 rounds Pacquiao won. To be honest, he landed the shots. He's coming forward, landing shots. He dropped him in the first round. I think he's a bit off balance when he dropped him, but for me, you can't. He's saying about he's got T-Rex arms. He had T-Rex arms to me when he dropped him. So it's a great shot. Kept coming forward, landed some great shots, uppercuts and stuff like that. And there's a shot in, I don't know what round it was, but he hit him with a body shot, and you see Furman wince. You see him wince. He actually took out his mouth guard. Yeah, his gum shield. You could see him wince. I'm thinking, wow, what a shot. And I think from then he is thinking, nah, there's only one winner. There's only one winner.
But they said Furman hit Pacquiao more times than anyone has in recent years.
Yeah, I think the first couple of rounds, I don't know how many. I think he threw about 50 something punches compared to like Pacquiao's at 20 something. I'm thinking, wow, but obviously it doesn't really mean nothing at the end. Because obviously Pacquiao went on to win the fight.
Stay tuned, guys. We're going to take a break now. We've got No Guidance by Chris Brown and Drake. But when we come back, we've got the controversial Tyrone back in the building with Chiz. And we're going to talk about some football news. Stay tuned. So we're back with Rico from Reekz Boxing.
Rico Dan.
Rico, if guys want to follow you on Instagram, what's your Instagram?
It's at Reekz, so REEKZ _boxing. Same with the YouTube without the underscore.
And Twitter?
Reekz _boxing. And the Facebook, Reekz Boxing.
So guys, Ultimate Boxer, tell me something about this, because I didn't watch it.
Pretty close to home for me, because I know Mikhail. We used to train together down at the Hammersmith Boxing Club. in the early days. There was a lot of fighters around at the time, and at one point a lot of fighters started leaving, and to fulfill his potential he left and went to join Stonebridge. And yeah, he's come on leaps and bounds, man. Some of the sparring that he's got, when I've bumped into him in Shepherd's Bush and talked about some of the stuff that he's doing, the respect that he's got within the industry from guys that he's sparred. So he went in naturally as a favourite for the tournament. It was a free-fight tournament?
Free-fight tournament, yeah.
Yeah, like prize fighter type thing. And yeah, first fight, he was favourite to win that, dropped the guy in the first round. Thought he could have got him out there, but you know, he boxed smart, you don't want to get cut, don't want to get injured. Same thing again in the second round, dropped the guy early. Again, you've got to preserve yourself because you're thinking, I can go all out for the knockout, but then something could go wrong. So again, box his way through, and in the final, Jermaine, tell us about that knockout.
Yeah. Brutal, devastating knockout. When he hit him, I was like, wow.
They traded hooks.
Yeah, they tried the hooks, but there's only one winner when he landed that left hook.
Was it better than Chisora's?
No.
Okay.
Chisora's is brutal.
Yeah,
brutal.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's fantastic. I mean, shout out to everyone at Stonebridge Boxing Club as well, Ali and Tux. Fantastic. They all went out there to cheer their man on, and a great performance. Great to see. So congratulations to everyone there, Stonebridge and Mikel himself.
It's good, guys. One thing we left out the last time when we were talking about the boxing is Plant. What a KO! This guy's a problem, you know. I'm telling you, there's a reason why them guys are avoiding this guy.
So slick.
He is.
So slick.
I really want to see him against Triple G. I really want to see that.
Yeah, but Triple G don't want to move up weight to fight nobody.
Yeah.
He never wanted to. Yeah, Saunders is the fight. They're both slick, both great amateurs, great fundamentals, good defense. It'll be a chess match, a real chess match.
I think he's going to probably fight the winner of Gervonta Benavides.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to be for the WBC. I think they can unify the division. So I think the winner of that one, I think he's probably got his eye on that. I think whoever comes out winner of that fight, I think he'll beat him anyway. He's just a different class compared to those two, to be honest.
So obviously we're speaking about that division. Canelo Alvarez had until today to say whether he wanted to fight Derevyanchenko for the IBF title or forfeit the title, and apparently the fight is very close to being done.
Right, middleweight, yeah.
I believe it's middleweight. Yeah. What do you guys think? Easy win?
Yeah, Canelo, too much skills. He's too good. He's too good for that. I don't like the fact that they've been talking about him fighting Kolev, because he's a small middleweight. Yeah. Like, how are you going to move up to light heavy? Like, it's just, I don't want to see it. I don't even want to see him fight Callum Smith. I think the size difference is too much.
I don't think he wants that small from Smith.
No. I don't want him to get that either.
But we got a big title fight, a few title fights this weekend. So we're going to start off with Hooker versus Ramirez for the unification WBO, WBC titles on the line.
Both undefeated.
Someone's always got to go. What do you think of that, Rico?
That's a tough one. Tough one. Yeah, I'm not too. It's a close one to call. I'm leaning more towards Hooker.
Yeah.
He's had a 4-fight fight streak where he's taken the guy's O's. So I feel like it's another guy whose O he's going to take. He's the O collector.
They're saying the winner might face Pacquiao. What do you think of that?
What? Are they going to move up weight, or Pacquiao come catch weight?
I think catch weight.
Yeah. I don't know, Pacquiao just needs to go, man. I just don't. I don't want to see him lose again. He'll probably beat whoever he fights, but it's one of those ones where it's like, you've done it all now, man. There's no need, man.
I said this in last week's show. I think he can't get over the loss of Floyd, and he's just begging for this rematch to happen. But what's the point? You're going to lose again, and he's just a wounded animal that just can't get over. I think he should just fight Khan and just call it quits.
No, I don't want. Khan don't deserve that, man. He don't deserve it at all.
There's a lot of boxers that don't deserve a title fight, but Khan's our version of Broner. So let's just see him get bashed up, and then But there's another title fight: Farmer versus Granollers. So IBF junior lightweight title.
I don't know if you remember. I don't know how to say his name, Granollers, but he's the one that fought John Joe Carroll.
Yes.
Just before, remember they had the fight with Carroll, and then Carroll was meant to fight Farmer after. I think Carroll lost that fight. But because they had the whole big setup, the whole match room, big promotion, they gave him a blight. He should have rematched him straight away at least. But it's like, you know what? You go fight Farmer. Obviously, he lost to Farmer. Now it's like the guy who practically won the fight is now getting his chance to fight Farmer. So hopefully, you know, his head's still in the right place, because, like, you know, politics, man, it can knock your confidence.
So, Jermaine, what do you think of this fight? Think Farmer can easy win for him?
Farmer is easy, but it's boxing is never going to be easy. But I think he'll have boxing though. I think I'm a big fan of Tevin Farmer. He's been through a lot as well, and to come back and be a world champion is no easy feat. I think he outboxes him, and I think he goes on to. For me, he deserves a big fight. Gervonta Davis? Gervonta Davis, I don't even know. I can't even. It's mad to say. You know, maybe even Lomachenko. After this fight. It's mad. I'm not saying he's gonna win a fight, but I'm not saying he deserves that sort of fight. Like, he's. Gervonta Davis said to him, "Become a world champion, then we'll fight." He's become a world champion. Davis has gone down.
Sounds like Amir Khan.
Yeah. He needs a big fight. And obviously, we said that about Kell Brook fighting Triple G. Why is he fighting this guy? Give him the fight. I'm not saying he's going to win it, but give him the fight. He deserves it.
Speaking of Gervonta Davis, he's fighting as well, and he's defending his WBA title against Ricardo Nunes. Now they're saying he gets through this, Leo Santa Cruz is next.
Well, he's expected to beat this guy. I think this guy's only had like 21 fights. I'm sure he is. And it should be an easy win for him. Leo Santa Cruz, that's a tough one. He's so active. That's the thing. Davis got the power, but just his Santa Cruz's punch output can overwhelm people. And I feel like Davis is not going to stand there and trade with him. So would it be smart, box on the back foot, but being a shorter fighter, shorter reach, he's going to have to get inside. So probably the power will tower in the end. I think Davis is special. As long as he makes weight, he's special.
I disagree, but I'll go for Santa Cruz, man.
I agree.
I think he's never fought anyone like that. Someone who's so slippery, so experienced, so all-rounded. Like he's made some fighters, the top fighters, look average. And I think he's been there long enough to know that he can deal with someone young like Davis. I think Davis probably get frustrated. He'll go in the ring and I think he'll make mistakes, or he'll be getting frustrated out of frustration. I think Santa Cruz wins that fight. As another one, people might say, wow, but for me, I think Santa Cruz.
It's a close one. As I said, the experience, the reach, the punch output. I just feel that maybe the power might tell in the end. Like Davis has got one punch, knockout power, and I feel that Santa Cruz will let him into the pocket because he loves the tear up. So that's an interesting one.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if both fighters can come through this weekend with Farmer and Davis. On paper they should, but you know, after the Ruiz AJ fight, just don't, you know. And
Farmer's opponent's experienced as well. He's had like 46 fights, lost one fight. Like he's no mug. So
Rico, last week, big fight, which bells and whistles will be in the building on the 31st of August. Lomachenko versus Crowler.
Yeah,
sorry, Luke Campbell. Sorry, Luke Campbell.
He's ready to dispatch Crowler.
Sorry, my bad. Luke Campbell, my bad. Prediction?
Lomachenko, right? Yeah.
But is it going to be the same outcome as every other opponent, or is it going to be tougher and maybe on points, or is it just going to be like?
I think he's going to beat him up. It won't. Again, from the second round onwards, like once he's downloaded his computer, that's it. Like
robot just kicks in.
Yeah, I feel Campbell may fight on the back foot, try to keep it long, keep him away, try to survive. But as you say, you get frustrated when you're missing, you're getting hit, and it's not like he's hitting you with heavy shots. It's just constant.
Accurate as well.
Yeah.
One of the most accurate punches last year.
Yeah, unreal.
Jermaine, what's next for Loma after this? Like, who really is good enough to beat him, in your opinion?
For me, no one could beat him that way. You ask me. I think he'll get through this fight.
Should he go up?
No. He's already said that. To be honest, like, there's still fights he can have at his weight. He can still fight Gervonta Davis still. Tevin Farmer, like I just said. But he's already said we will go up and fight Spence. That's suicidal. That's suicidal. Like you don't call Spence the truth for nothing. So for me, he wouldn't take that fight. like I said, I can't see no one beating him in his weight class. Simple as that. He's that good. I can't see anyone. He shouldn't be undefeated. He should have the 0 still on his record.
Yeah. He got cheated out.
Yeah. So for me, I can't see anyone beating him.
Rico, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm still upset that him and Mikey didn't fight.
It could still happen.
But I just think the beating that Mikey took is not going to be the same, man. That was a beating. Like, I don't feel the same for him no more after that. I'm thinking like he looked really average. Like, he didn't seem like he had heart in that fight, and that was the worrying thing. He looked like he didn't want to put it all on the line.
He stayed on his feet, which I give him respect for.
Yeah, but that's what it seemed. It was almost like he didn't go for the win. It got to a point where he knew he was going to lose now, so just don't get knocked out. And I thought, nah, you got to go for it.
Brutal to watch. It was really brutal to watch. I thought for the guy, I was just waiting for someone to just throw in the towel.
Should have never happened. If I should have made it,
it was just crazy.
I could see holes. Nah.
You just saw paper. That's all you saw. Just made my paper and that's it. But guys, that's all we have time for with the boxing side. So Rico, thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys. It's been a long day and that. Thanks for having me.
But we're going to take a break and we're going to go back to football. The controversial Tyrone and Chiz are going to be back in the studio just after this break.